confirm say no campaign. Governorship PDP. Supreme Court say na the man. Oboro was the man for where? Urobo. That man from Urobo. Good morning, esteemed viewers. Welcome to the program this morning. Bystanders and ministers. I'm Christian Chuku. Today is a rainy day in the city of Lagos. Today is the 25th of October, 2022. And we are here at the bystanders this morning. Yes, it's all clouded this morning. We are here at the bystanders to get you the views of our analysts and also bystanders this morning on the topical issues that we have on the pages of the newspaper. I have with me the Vanguard. The Vanguard newspaper. I have the Vanguard newspaper with me. I also have the Daily Sun, the Vanguard and the Daily Sun. Yes, let's take a look at some of the issues that we are discussing here this morning. There have been an alert from the Lagos State government again on the residents of Ikoyi and VI on the flooding in Lagos State. There's a report from, I think, the Punch newspaper, the report that stipulates that the river bank of the Third Mainland Bridge is rising. The river bank of the Third Mainland Bridge is rising, and these areas might be affected. Lagos Island, VI, and also Lekki, they should be on alert over flooding. Earlier, we had the likes of K2, Mile 12, Alakpere, Isheri, Olora. We had Alagbole, and Kara were also giving the notice that they should relocate from those areas because of the expected flooding in such environment. The Lagos State government has said that it is taking measures to curb the flooding. Let's go straight to the newspaper this morning. Let's start with the Vanguard. The Vanguard newspaper. Okay, on Biafra, why we won't release Kanu. Federal government tells appeal court why we won't release Kanu. Federal government tells the appeal court, insists that he is a threat to national security. Insists that he's a threat to national security as court reserves ruling on request to stay execution of judgment. The court yesterday reserved the ruling on the request to stay execution of judgment. Yes, the federal government filed a stay of execution of the judgment of the appeal court earlier, October 13, asking that he should be released, that they should discharge the IPB leader. Federal government went ahead to file a case, a stay of execution, which means that judgment will be suspended. That judgment will be suspended. Yes, let's look at some other reports here. This morning, Rivers PDP won't campaign for you, Wike tells Atiku. Rivers PDP would not campaign for you, Wike tells Atiku. We heard that some of the posters used in the state does not have the picture of Atiku on the posters. What is Wike up to this morning? What is Wike up to this morning? Is he working for the PDP or is working for other parties? Okay, Nigeria will break up if APC wins, says Obaseki. For a long time, Obaseki speaks that Nigeria will break up if APC wins. That is coming from Obaseki. On the flood, Buhari gives the minister 90 days ultimatum to produce preventive plan. On the flood, Buhari gives minister 90 days ultimatum to produce preventive plan. 90 days is like 3 months. And before 3 months, we have election. So we have 90 days. Let the flood they take over everywhere before they now look at what they need to do, a preventive plan. Over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria for UK in the last 7 days. Over 10,000, yes, doctors left Nigeria for UK in over 10,000 in the last 7 days. Let's look at the Daily Sun. Tension in Abuja over US terror alert. Tension in Abuja over US terror alert. School sends their students home. Security beefed up in hotels, worship centers, markets. Police begin nationwide emergency counter-terrorism operations. Yes, on the 23 polls, Nigeria at crossroads, that is Lawan. Big grammar, Nigeria at crossroads, that is from Lawan. Okay, let's look at Kanu. Appeal Court reserve judgment in FG stay of execution application. Yes, Mr. Matthew is right. Appeal Court reserve judgment on federal government stay of execution application. On insecurity, Obi pledges not to spare underperforming service chiefs and ministers. Obi pledges not to spare underperforming service chiefs and ministers. On the flood, be at alert. Lagos government tells residents of Ikoyi, VI, Ekpe, others. Be at alert. Lagos government tells residents of Ikoyi, VI, Ekpe, others. Ekwuremadu's community short market prays for God and federal government's intervention. Ekwuremadu's community short market prays for God and also federal government intervention. Yes, let me look at that story this morning in demonstration of solidarity with their son and former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu and the people of Mpu community in Aniri local government, Mpu community.
It's not Mpu.
Mpu community.
Mpu.
Yeah.
No, Mpu
Okay.
in Igbo means taboo now.
Okay, no. Okay, that community, they are praying for the release of their son.
Mpu
He's
community
currently
is praying
in
for the release
the
of their
UK, over organ harvesting charges. Good morning, Mazi Chigozie.
son. Yeah, Totoma, Christian and my esteemed viewers.
Yeah, you have always said it. Even the Senate President is saying it that Nigeria is at crossroads.
If the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if actually is a federal republic, because it's living the opposite of what it represents. You can't have true federalism. There's nothing like true federalism. It is either a federating state or not. So you can't use the word Nigeria is not practicing a true federalism. Nigeria is not practicing federalism. You see? That is simple. You are just practicing autocratic or unitary system.
Okay.
Of course, the constitution was drafted by few military generals. So it was not a reflection of the people. Of course.
What are the
inputs.
fears? Everybody's afraid 2023. What are the fears?
It is not about assuaging the fears. These are realities catching up with us. Of course, the likes of the Senate President have been living in denial in the past of recent times, and but unfortunately, his confession today presupposes that he can no longer hide under the cover of deception, and he's now lamenting that Nigeria is at crossroads. But for me, Nigeria is gone. And for everyone who can see, who can decipher, of course, and who can understand and interpret the handwriting on the wall, mene mene take care of a sin. You have been weighed and found wanting, and you don't deserve any minutes of existence. And that is what, of course, the confirmation Lawal is making this morning, that Nigeria is at crossroads. You know what means the cross? Means it has been cancelled. That is crossroads. So rather than telling us that Nigeria is finished, it's gone, he's trying to manage being economical with the truth, telling us that Nigeria has a bad. That's what we call it as a teacher. What it means is a bad. When you score 0, they give you a cross. So it is not a surprise, because the reality, of course, attests to the fact. A system that lacks and does not obey the rule of law. So how will such system survive?
Okay, there's a stay of execution. The federal government filed a stay of execution, wanting to suspend the judgment of the appeal court discharging Kanu. And they gave a reason. One of the reasons is that why they don't want to release Nnamdi Kanu is because it's a threat to national security.
If that is a reason, you cannot commit atrocity. You cannot commit a crime, and you want to justify yourself in that crime. That is just what the Nigerian government is playing, and it now comes to the time to ask if truly Nigeria is a zoo. Because in a such society, you can't have people saddled with leadership position behaving like animals. You see, jettisoning the law, the court proceedings I think Buhari said he will adhere to the proceedings of the court. He will not interfere. So you can see clearly that there is a double standard life exhibited by these people. What do you mean that Nnamdi Kanu is a threat? When already you have infringed, that is a flagrant violation of his fundamental rights as captured by the United Nations Human Charter of Human Rights. You have transgressed against international and local laws. You see, that is outlined in the extradition of any person you want, of course, to be extradited. And you must not try him beyond why you are bringing him. You are extraditing him. So, what is the basis of your applying for stay of execution? That is madness and that is irresponsibility. Irresponsible on the part of, in fact, he should be advised. As a 100 level law students should advise Buhari on the basic principles of law. I think he should be called. I learned he's not it's not a conventional law to say. You cannot use Sharia background to come and interfere over issues, of course, that is before that is very glaring. So I think it's an insult on his person, and of course, you can imagine how Nigeria have stooped too low and condescend too low to embarrass itself in the community of nations.
Okay, Nigeria will break up if APC wins. This is credited to Edo State Governor Obaseki.
And what is he doing currently in Edo State, where salaries and arrears have not been paid of the people who have served meritoriously to the Edo civil service are still being owed. You can see how the flood is ravaging them. So he's just expressing frustration, and unfortunately, he is still living in denial. The fact that Nigeria is already gone. What thing we break again? Something that have shattered. You are talking of breaking. Huh? A glass has shattered. You are talking of the glass will break. Break what is break? It has pieces. And even as a governor, he cannot pay his own civil service, his own workers. So what is left? He can't cushion the effects of this economic hazard, mishap. They have brought untold hardship to humanity, to the supposed citizens. You are talking about Nigeria will break. Will break upon his head or upon where? Nigeria have shattered, and there is nothing else about that.
What are the indices? What are the pointers that shows that Nigeria has scattered?
The first indication is when a country or a system does not adhere to the rule of law, the basic principle of law. You said you are a constitutional, a constitution state, and you don't recognize the constitution. They have suspended the constitution by, of course, not adhering, by refuting the court's injunctions, rulings. So indirectly, he's saying that this is a state of anarchy. He has suspended the appellate courts. This is an appeal court. You see, this is a state court, a federal high appeal court, not just a federal high court. You see, giving a judgment based on the informations, of course, available to them. They have made their findings and discovered that this judgment is very forward. That Nnamdi Kanu, on the basis upon which they discharge him, shows that clearly that Nigeria has nothing, of course, against him. All the preferred allegations are just watered allegations. They couldn't hold. You can't build something on nothing. So that is exactly telling us that you cannot adhere to the proceedings or injunctions of the law, of the court of law, simply telling us that you have suspended the constitution of Nigeria forthwith, and hence you have introduced anarchy. You have introduced, of course, the state of anarchy in the system. That That is what really is ruling now. You have overthrown the constitution. This is another, of course, 1984, where he overthrown a constitutionally elected president. But now he is now sitting as the president and now overthrowing the constitution. You see, by not allowing the proceedings of the law to take its course. So it is a slap on, of course, the learned fellows like I myself, who gave that judgment. I think it is high time these legal luminaries should stand against the defense of the principles of the law.
Over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria for UK in the last, 7 years. 7 years. Over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria for UK.
You can imagine, these doctors are not just new intakes. These are consultants. These are specialists in different medical fields. When you say doctors, they are not just newcomers. These are consultants who are leaving the already, of course, dead health system. So you can imagine a country that loses 10,000 of its consultants, of its specialists. What happens to that country? It means the country is dead. Even Funigas cannot deny the fact that Nigeria is dead. The health system is dead. You cannot tell me a country, how many are there before 10,000 will leave? How many consultants do you have? And how many hospitals do you have to have lost 10,000 medical personnel, medical consultants? And more is on the line. What does that portend to, of course, the masses? More calamity, more damage, more doom, of course, is being spread. You see, maybe, of course, they will go back and they release Boko Harams will now be employed. A country that releases terrorists, which constitute crime, is a criminal case or concern against the state. You do not subject them to the law, to the law to take its course. You now, out of your own volition, you release them on the basis that they are repentant Boko Haram. These are people, one of them confessed that they have killed over 1,000 people. Terrorists. You release them without subjecting them to the process of the law that will determine their cause. Because there is Terrorism Act that, of course, might possibly see them life in imprisonment or, of course, capital punishment. You now release a terrorist that you didn't even subject to the process of litigation to determine the atrocity against the state. You are now holding back somebody that already has been vindicated, discharged by your own appellate court. You see, that is an indictment. You are telling the Igbo race, of course, there is nothing they can do. That is the simple definition of that. And when you tell a man there is nothing he can do, but you will be taken by surprise. Because this is no longer, you have established the fact that this is no longer about the court, about civil, of course, about litigation, about the rule of law. You are now taking upon yourself to subjugate and to confirm and invalidate your position to wipe out a particular race, which God has blessed. The largest and the biggest black race in the entire world. How possible is that? You are intimidating their own brother, their own son. Is my brother. Is my uncle. Yes, Nazi Kanu is my brother, is my uncle. I can't deny him anytime, anywhere. And I buy into his ideology because I understood he stood for the truth. Even your own government, your own courts affirm to the fact that he is innocent of whatever allegation that have been amended for 7 times. And yet, he said, I will destroy them in their own court with the instrumentality of truth. And that is a prophecy fulfilled. You see? And now they're trying to cover up their of course, dirty leanings. It's shame. So the reality is staring at all. You cannot tell the courts which you violated their injunction, their verdict, to also grant you a stay of execution.
Okay.
Nowhere that can happen.
Lastly, let's look at be alert. The Lagos government tell residents of Ikoyi, VI, Ekpe, and others over flooding.
Yes, they will let them build the alert. Let them build the wall clock so that it will set the alarm, so that everybody will be alert. Every street, let them cite it. Alert, be alert, so that whatever the time ticks, everybody will jump up. That is the alert now. Which alert? I be the credit alert. As I'm expecting alert. Now, so which kind of alert did they ask them to be? No, let's know with the kind of alert now, so that we can know which kind of alert. They are telling Lagos State to be alert. So,
That is looming. A disaster that is looming. It should be on your watch.
okay, disaster that is looming. Which disaster can be greater than this?
Flooding.
Where people cannot eat, where people, of course, have no source of livelihood, where most people are committing suicide on daily basis, where 10,000 doctors, consultants have fled Nigeria. You see, which one can be more devastating than this? No, tell me. Where people cannot afford, for the past 1 year, you will be saving to buy a bag of rice. A country where the civil servants cannot afford a bag of rice. What kind of tragedy is more worse than that? No, let me tell you. Let's be very frank and listen. So you are already caught up with the discussion. You're already caught up with the, what did you call it? No, you call this a disaster. You're already caught up with the disaster. So why are you being alert again? You see, we are only, of course, God is only on our side. Everything has turned against humanity. So that is just the reality.
Okay, thank you very much.
And it's very unfortunate. And I must congratulate the IPOB families on their victory and the sustained victory for humanity. Yes, I may not be, of course, I must not be a registered member of IPOB, but I stood for the truth. And every lover of peace, including the courts that gave those injunctions, are not a product of IPOB. But they stood for humanity. Because you cannot see where there is light and you call it darkness. It's not possible. You cannot see light and call it darkness. But unfortunately, some pastors today are calling light darkness. I know Matthew is not one of them. Just tell us the word. Just tell us what is your position. Are you part of them that call light darkness?
Good morning, Pastor Matthew. Sorry, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Yes, let's look at some of the reports we have this morning. Let's start with the judgments. The appeal court and the stay of execution. The federal government gave some reasons, saying that the reasons why they don't want to release them, the Kanu, is because there's a national threat. There's a threat to national security. What's your take?
Thank you for having me. Matthew is the name. The issue is whether it's irrespective of their opinion, there is a judgment in place that the government need to obey. What you need to do is, you cannot be telling us that an individual had the capacity to destabilize a sovereign nation with all the various security agencies and all the resources available to the federal government, and you are using that as an excuse not to obey a court order. I see it as a government that is irresponsible. Because what we hope on you to do as a government is to obey the court order and pursue appeal. Because you are now running to the same court you have refused to obey their order. The same judiciary you have refused to obey their order. To ask the court that they want a stay of execution.
That should be arrogance.
You are despising the court. Because it's like approaching equity with dirty hands. The same position as you find yourself when they went to appeal court and they have not obeyed the judgment of the industrial court. Appeal court told them that you cannot come to equity with dirty hands. First of all, go and obey the court, the order of the industrial court before you come for appeal. But speaking to the state of execution and the federal government position, it will be prejudice for me to say this is what the decision of the court will be. But I understand that if you are following precedents, they need to obey the court order before you start asking for state of execution. Because for me, I don't see Nigerian government as responsible. Because look at Trump as a president. His government sacked a journalist from White House. I'm talking about CNN correspondent. But the media had went to court and the court asked Trump's government to reinstate the correspondent. They didn't waste time. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, it's irrespective of whether you like Nnamdi Kanu's face or not. It's about an order of court. As we speak, federal government is in contempt of that order, of that judgment, because they have disobeyed that order. As we speak, they are still disobeying the order. So, and it is not telling good of the federal government.
Okay. On Rivers PDP, PDP wants campaign for you. Wike tells article. Let's look at Wike.
It's a liberty to decide who to campaign for and who not to campaign for. But for me, I think Wike is taking it too personal. Because it's on record that Wike have said that except Ayu resigns, he will not participate in the campaign. So coming around to say that Atiku despise him by not consulting him before deciding who and who to accommodate his campaign for Rivers State, I see it as a double standard. Because he has made his position known that he's not ready to work with Atiku except Ayu resigns. And Ayu have not resigned and they are making up their campaign council. So invariably they have informed him and requested of him to send candidates for the campaign council for his state. I don't think he would have honored it. So I see him as somebody who is operating on double standard.
Okay, Nigeria will break up if APC wins, says Obaseki.
He was saying it based on the rate at which the government is printing money and at the rate at which Nigeria is borrowing. Because according to him, as at the last count, Nigeria had borrowed up to, I think, 60 trillion naira. And that is worrisome. But for me, I think, like a Tinubu, for instance, what does he know better than what Buhari is doing? And this is somebody who is a close ally of Mr. President. So the question is, why is it that he's finding it difficult to avail Mr. President of those know-how at his disposal to enable Mr. President to turn things around? Does it mean he's keeping it to himself, that when he wins, he will use them?
Maybe.
So the question is, I have a concern that APC have run out of ideas. So it's irrespective of the candidate. Because as a political party, you have ideology, you have your manifesto, and you are following it through, and you have all the... Tinubu is a big player in APC. You have unfettered access to Mr. President. So does it mean he do not want Mr. President to succeed? Why is that he didn't avail him of all those knowledge at his disposal that he intends to use when he becomes the president? I don't know, I'm asking. So for me, I think APC have run out of ideas.
Okay, let's look at on the floor there. Buhari gives the Minister of Water Resources 90 days ultimatum to produce preventive plan. 90 days, 3 months.
They will not be able to do anything. The flooding is a perennial thing. It didn't start today. They knew that it would happen. So it's just a kind of cosmetic approach. just to create the impression that he shows concern, they are working.
90 days is too far.
No, what I'm saying is, even when the 90 days were elapsed, they would not do anything because they knew that flood would come. Because for all we understand, if Cameroon opened their dam, is a major cause of flooding in Nigeria, and Nigerian government knows that periodically they do that. So areas where you needed to dredge, you dredge. Areas where you needed to carry out, is it the ceiling, move your debris from the sea, you do. Areas where you need to do dam, you do. So the 30 days, or sorry, the 3 months, for me, is just to create an impression that the government shows concern.
Okay, on the flood, Lagos saying be alert. Lagos government tells residents of Ikoyi, BI, Ekpe and others.
Being alert, what will the alert do? Because if the flood comes, it's either you evacuate them. Do they have alternative place to take them to?
Probably they might be looking for alternative now.
No, being at alert on what? As for
Being an alert will allow you to take alternative.
the issue
It's
is
part of
the
taking
issue
alternative,
is
yeah.
Nigeria holistically, generally, we are not prepared for such emergency. That is the truth. We are not prepared for such emergency. Whether at the level of the state, at the level of the federal government, we are not prepared. Preparation will make you have alternative accommodation for emergency. Preparation will make you dread the sea beforehand. What we are seeing is reactionary. We are not proactive at all in this part of the world. And that's the problem we are facing.
Okay, Nigeria at crossroads. That's Lawan. Nigeria at crossroads.
Over what?
Over the 23 polls. There's a bleak future regarding the 2023 polls. Looking at what's on ground, looking at the other day, Jandor and his team got attacked. Serious injuries on his convoy and some of the journalists that went with him. There's tension. Atiku was attacked. Tension everywhere.
But do you know that, unfortunately, Nigerian society, they are not civilized. When they are civilized, you know that violence have no place in the electoral process. Campaign of calumny, blackmailing have no place in the electoral process. And if you look at democracy, it's not supposed to be a do or die affair. It's a game of number. It's a game of idea. What you ought to do is to go to the electorates, advance your opinion, your manifesto, tell them why you are better. And if eventually the people decide to choose even a less better person, that's the government they want. It should not cause an issue of violence. But unfortunately, people refuse to abide the spirit of sportsmanship. That if you lose, especially if the process is fair and credible, that you contest next time. Nigerians are not like that, especially the ones that find themselves in the country of power. They use all manner of tactics, power of incumbency to bully, to harass, to intimidate, to harm people, and to perpetuate themselves into power. And at the end of the day, they start subjugating the people. So it's quite unfortunate.
Okay, lastly, let's look at one other report on the paper this morning. I'm looking at 10,000 doctors left Nigeria for the UK in the last 7 years.
That is massive. That is massive.
Most of
It
the
tells you that-
professionals in UK, somebody told me, are Nigerian doctors.
It tells you that there is no hope here.
There's no hope.
That is what it implies. If 10,000 is living within a space of how many days?
Okay, continue.
If 10,000 is living in Nigeria within a space of how many days?
No, it's years, 7 years.
Okay, 7 years.
Yes.
10,000 within a space of 7 years.
Over 10,000.
I tell you that there's no hope here. Because look at the medical profession. However I look at it, it has some level of credibility.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
And even in Nigeria, even as they say there's no job, to an extent, medical personnel, they find job. But if the medical personnel are living in that magnitude, it tells you that Nigeria there's no hope for Nigerians.
Okay.
And you can only get it right when you have people who is thinking about the ordinary people. Look at, even at the level of Asurop Clinic. The one where Mr. President said that even that facility has no syringe. So what can you talk of other facilities that is not as prestigious as that?
Okay.
So the problem is the government refused to. How much are they being paid? If you look at what is driving them, it is the remuneration, the pay they are getting, the alternative they are getting from the outside the country. So Nigerian government needed to know that they need to give them give them payment that is commensurate with the service they are rendering.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, breaking news, WhatsApp is down. You'll be unable to receive and send messages through WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp. WhatsApp is down and it will be back very soon. That is from Meta. Meta is saying that WhatsApp shut down. Says service will return soon. Yes, American multinational technology conglomerate Meta has confirmed a WhatsApp outage on Tuesday, October the 25th, 2022. According to CNN, WhatsApp is having a significant outage that prevents some users from using the platform to send messages. The business, which also owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, among other products and services, stated that it is making every effort to restore service soon as possible. The report states that there have been nearly 7,000 app-based reports of the outage, according to data from Down Detector. Okay, I have Edo no be Lagos this morning.
Yeah. Edo can never be Lagos. Edo can never be Tinubu. No way. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. You have been long time.
Why are you always comparing Edo and Tinubu?
The reason is that once we say yes, it's yes. I'm talking about the election now. When it comes for election, for the Edo no be Lagos. And I said it yesterday. One big man said yesterday. One of the politicians said, I don't know be Lagos. Somebody said it yesterday for TV. That's one of the politicians in Nigeria. I can never be Lagos when it comes to politics. When we say yes, it's yes. And I thank God yesterday. My governor, Able governor, confirmed me yesterday. He said, any power, anybody that will vote for APC, if APC wins the election, Nigeria will divide. Yes. Because things are worse under APC. My brother, I never seen this guy since I was born. I imagine today no fuel, no gas, no food. A rice now is 50,000 naira. 50. Thank God for my brother now.
60,000 naira.
Rice, 60,000 naira.
45,000.
45,000 naira. Nigeria, we don't die.
60,000.
I make you go. My brother, good morning. My name is Rocky Yaguda. I don't know Lagos. I don't never be Lagos.
Okay, Rivers is saying that he won't campaign for Atiku.
Okay, Wike. You see, I don't want to be hearing weekend name here. I'm angry with him.
Why are you angry with him?
Look at Bayosa. Everywhere frauded. Everywhere. He can't go even visit. Now he come to Lagos. That's hardly bellyful. Pregnant. Get them 300 million. Why people are suffering in that everywhere there. What kind of Wike? Which Wike? If you like, he campaign. If you not like, don't campaign. Let me tell you. Everybody wants their consent every day. It can affect. It can never. For where? Is it on the River State? Wike is not the owner of River State. Wike has only one vote. Why is he saying that Atiku giving appointment to enemy to campaign for him? Who is the enemy? No. I don't support that thing. But what I'm saying, enough is enough. Wike should relax.
Is it possible that Atiku will not campaign in River State?
Do you think Wike can stop? Not even. Let me agree. Let's agree. Wike is even referring to Labour, APC, and PDP that anytime you want to campaign, you pay 5 million. I want to ask you, is it Obi who went to Benue and donated 5 million in own true mind, 5 million? And Tinubu went to Kanu, donated 100 million. And Atiku went to Kanu, 50 million. So now, do you think Obi will get 5 million to each street that want to campaign in River State? That means Wike is a threat to democracy. He should stop that way. Otherwise,
it's a threat to
democracy. It's a threat. He said, yes, what he's doing is wrong. I don't support legalism. It's very wrong.
If you want to use a facility, you pay for that facility.
Pay facility is different. He said, don't campaign. Pay facility. I want to ask you, which facility is he going to pay? Did Wike pay for facility? I want to ask you a question. 5 million naira? Anyway, I want to ask you, if Labour want to campaign for just 4, 5 local government. He has to pay 5 million naira. Where did you get that money? Wike is looking for trouble.
Okay.
And I want to tell him that the man should relax. He should relax.
One of the reasons is because Atiku did not consult him when choosing campaign members in the in Rivers
my
State.
brother.
Atiku did not
You
consult
see,
Wike.
Wike is already making anti-party this year. Why did Wike left Rivers State, come to Lagos State, APC State, and gave the governor, and even raised the governor hand, APC governor? That's anti-party. And tell the APC governor, you go to second time. And he forget that he has a
So
APC
what is
governor.
the National Working Committee of the PDP doing?
What are
Why don't
are
they
just-
why don't they
no,
sanction him?
see, no, look, let me tell you something. Sometimes you give people rope to perform, but it's left for him to behave like mature, and children are watching him. They don't do that, and it's very dangerous for him. Let me tell you, what I need now is those people who are suffering under fraud this year, they should go and help them. And then we should donate money to them. Go to River State, all this place. I know all this that we are suffering. Let them give them money instead of coming to go and give someone who 300 million. Lagos is so weak. Lagos is okay. It's very, very wrong. I don't like that. It's very dangerous for him.
What does this spell for Wike in the future?
That is why it's very dangerous for him and his children. It's not good.
Because
even APC cannot even trust him. PDP cannot trust him. Labour cannot trust him. He should go and relax. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Wike, calm down. I like Wike very much before. I thought of Wike, but when you overdo things, it's not good. My brother, calm down. You have money, have everything. Calm down. I could remember 2019, how he struggled. How President Jonathan helped him. How they provide army and everything, despite what federal government tried to collect that place. But everybody support him. But now, why don't you calm down? There are so many people. Let me tell you something. Everybody cannot just, like Arsenal or Mayo or Chelsea. We have different people like PDP, people like APC, people like Labour. I like everyone to exercise their rights. Not telling them you must not come to campaign in Rivers State. Who is Wike? He should go and sit down.
If he's not somebody, I'm asking the National Working Committee should sanction him for
They
anti-party.
don't need to sanction him. They don't need to do that. They don't need to do that.
You should continue.
If I don't like something, I will remove my hand. If I don't like rice I'm going to eat, I'll drop my spoon.
Okay.
They don't need to tell you to drop.
Then-
Yeah, you accept for the party, but at least use your sense.
Tension in Abuja over US terror alert. Schools send students home. Security beefed up in hotels, worship centers, and markets. Police begin nationwide emergency counter-terrorism operation.
Why anytime you raise a lot, that's where our government was serious. And you know, imagine, look at fraud, no hunger, everything. Our president in South Korea doing what? Hi, oh my goodness, Nigeria too does that. We are weak. How can our president travel to South Korea? And don't forget, South Korea and North Korea, they have a problem. If they start war there now, do you think our president will come back to Nigeria again? They have problem now, South Korea and North Korea, throwing missiles. What if missile by mistake touch our president? What will happen? The man should, I don't understand this thing. People, do you think if this kind of fraud have happened in Niger now, you say our president will visit Niger? Can't our president go to Niger Delta? What is he doing there? Can't you send the vice president to go to South Korea? Mm-hmm. What is he doing in South Korea? What are we benefiting for South Korea? I don't know. And Nigeria is just talking about election 2020 of them to face the reality that what is happening now. Look at Lagos State now. When PDP go to a place to go and campaign for market, the next day APC will close it. That is what is going on. These are so rough. These are bad. No lights, no petrol. Look at the people are queuing up. And the man is busting that I work. And your wife is telling you don't work. People are dying, people are suffering. We're supposed to, I don't understand all this 1 million march, 5 million march. We're supposed to be marching now that no food, no light, please give us food before we can vote for 2023. Nobody is doing that. It's a big problem.
Okay.
Look at Lagos State now. Anywhere PDP do rally, the next day now, APC will go there and close all the shop. Is that the right thing? Do you think election will hold 2023? It's a big problem. Nigeria, ask yourself, do you think election will hold? People like the Kule, you see them closing shop, closing this because of other parties are campaigning. Do you think Labour will, in Lagos State, when election come, and Ibama will say, I want to vote and shake himself and say, I want to vote for Obi, trouble will not come? My brother, we need to, the government need to address this particular thing. Otherwise, campaign will not go. You'll be campaigning for they will release gun for you. They will shoot gun, people.
Where will they see the gun?
2 days ago, PDP went to Badagry to go campaign. The next thing, they destroyed the rally. And they wounded so many people, wounded journalists. So are you sure 2020 election is going to hold? I'm telling you the truth. And we can win his own River State. Baba Sokwe in Lagos State, Kaduna State, Zamfara State, Obaseki. No. Obaseki have given order that if you want to campaign, come and campaign. He did not say don't campaign. He cannot even, Obaseki cannot do that. So please, Lagos State, allow peace to reign. You can't move around. You cannot even wear Obi cap. It's very wrong. You can't wear Labour cap. So please, we need to talk to ourselves. If you don't want the election to hold, let us know and let the judge divide. And let everybody go. Instead of attacking for each other, attacking poor people. I expect Nigeria now to ask Buhari before he left, 7 months remaining, how much for petrol, how much for rice, no light, no road. That's the question we're supposed to be asking our government now. Not waiting for 2023, APC winning, PDP winning. I am not supporting any party. Now I am talking today, not tomorrow.
Okay. They say well done, Edolum Lagos. Mr. Larry say well done.
God bless you, my brother. These are people, I like them. So people, when they see the truth, thank you, Larry. God bless you when you are there.
Okay, let's look at Bialat, Mr. Kule Bialat. Flood is coming to your area.
Where is it? Ask Kule where he's from. Tomorrow you go say Osun State. Tomorrow you go say Ijebu-Ode. I don't even know where Kule. You can't mention one particular place. You see, Kule, can't you ask your brother Emilio Kon? How can you carry 100 million going to Kanu State? If you go to Ajana, let me even ask you a question now. Emilio Kon is boasting that I spent millions to drive Babish away and build an estate there. My brother, don't Oku they hear, water they hear, God they hear. The day when Babish go vex, all that estate go swallow up.
Yes. And then they will scrape in our head. The river banks are increasing
because you are pushing.
The water is rising, and there's an alert that there will be the residents of Ikoyi, VI, and Ekpe should be careful. There might be flooding in that area.
You don't go carry my house. Now, Kule house go first carry first. Because let me, okay. Oh, God, you see, I'm very angry. Do you know yesterday, a woman paid Ruma Palo 1,100,000 naira. Ruma Palo.
Where be that?
1,100,000 for
lie, don't have.
I can make a call and call the woman. Pay 1,100,000 naira for Ruma Palo.
Yes.
100 million for and again the next thing they said they should bring check so that in case that 1 year expire, so that check you drop down, they will use it to hold you. Now ask a question. To Ruma Palo 1,100,000. Where are we going for this country? 2023. Instead of this presidential people to address now what we need now. Now what we need now. You are talking about 20. Do you know what will happen tomorrow? And Kule says it's a lie. That place is Bermuda. That place is Bermuda for Ojodu. So we are dying. Nigerians are dying. Things are happening that never happened before. I don't know. See, Kule say it's a lie. I will make a call that woman now. 1 million. See, 1,100,000 everything.
Okay.
So please, Nigeria, please, I'm begging.
Yes, sir. That's Mr. Lucky this morning. I have Mr. Samuel. Mr. Samuel, good morning. You're welcome. Yeah, Christian. Good morning.
Long time. Yeah, how have you been?
They say you travel out.
Yeah, kind of. I wasn't around. I had to visit one or two places.
Okay, let's start. Let's start with the
Sorry.
issue of let's look at the issue of Nnamdi Kanu from the appeal court judgment October 13th till now. There's a reason why they said they are unwilling to release Nnamdi Kanu. It says it's a threat to national security. That even if they release him, they might find it difficult to re-arrest him. That's one of the reasons they told the appeal court yesterday. Let's look at the conduct of the federal government and also the appeal court.
Well, good morning, viewers at home. It's been long. Good morning, Mr. Christian. You see, if you watch, I'm happy. One of the reasons I'm happy about Flip TV is that some of the videos of what is happening now can be viewed 2 years ago and 3 years ago, and that is one thing we'll keep thanking the Flip TV crew. Now, in looking at Nnamdi Kanu as a person and the case of the federal government, let me pick a statement. Blessed are those who are not expectant, for they shall not be disappointed. Now, the truth still remains that some of us, we are not. Now, some of us, we are not expecting anything from this system. So that is why we're always not disappointed with the system. Now, looking at Nnamdi Kanu as a person, number one, the federal government went to Kenya to bring Nnamdi Kanu back, to kidnap him. So in legal time, they had to touch it and call it a rendition. And the principles of rendition is stated using the International Convention of the UN Charter. So Nigeria is not the only country in the world that we have this kind of issues. So now the federal government went on illegality to use a legal system to question what is not legal. So you use an illegal process to bring a man to now prosecute the man using your legal framework. So that is the madness of the highest order. That is the premise.
I'm surprised at the conduct of that. I'm not surprised though. I'm amazed at the conduct of the federal government. You have not obeyed an existing court order and you're trying to get a judgment.
No. You don't need to be amazed. In the first place, the federal government exercised illegality in the process of rendition relating to Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria. So that is the premise. So having laid that premise, it is also clear. It is also clear that that's the premise. The premise, the origin is illegality. So you now started the foundation of illegality, and you now want to legitimate illegality using your court process. So the foundation is illegal. So I'm not surprised that the federal government is disobeying a court order because they did not follow the court process of bringing back any human anywhere in the world. The case of Ospopi, we know what the US did. The case of Abba Kyari, we know what the US did. So Nigeria is not the only country whereby go and check the extradition of other people caught across the world. So Nigeria is not the only country in the world. So I don't expect the federal government to obey the court's judgment. Because in the first place, the government has not obeyed the cases that involve Zazaki. Is it the one with Sunday Go? Or the one that involves, name them. Even the one with Nnamdi Kanu. Before now.
You have this NSC guy.
So many. Dasuki. So you can go on. And so why would I be disappointed in a government that have openly failed? So that is why it is very obvious for some of us not to be disappointed in whatsoever the failed government is going to do. You know,
let's look at the reason they gave that if they release him, it's a threat to national security.
the government is lying. There's nothing like threat to national security. Those who are threat to national security have been given amnesty. How do you define national security? They are not the ones that wrote text on national security. Say national security in a Nigerian language. Are they stupid? National security. Who defines what is national security? You think the term national security emanated from Nigeria? Nigeria learns literary and English from British and white. So there is a component of what makes up. Maybe you should have just. There is what makes up what is termed as the national security. So when you check the components of what is termed as the national security anywhere in the world, Nigeria is always making fool of themselves in public in defining what they don't even have an idea about. Who defines national security? What are the components of national security? And what are the perimeters for the federal government to conclude that Kanu is a national threat to national security? So when you look at these factorials, you will come to a conclusion that these people are only exemplifying stupidity in national discourse. So Boko Haram shot the naval jets. They shot the Air Force jets. They shot an airport. They closed down an airport. Bandits crashed a train. So, in looking at what the nation looks like, Defense Academy, so the bandits attacked the presidential convoy in Abuja, the gas brigade. So, when you now evaluate what is national security, you can now say in conclusion that these are threats to the existing factorials of what makes Nigeria as a nation. Those are components of national security, the national symbol. So when you look at the man that ran to Kenya to go and hide himself, you carry him and you are not terming him as national security. In evaluating between other security challenges we've had in the country, which insecurity or a group of people like the Boko Haram and the Badi, can we say in the true sense that's a threat to national security? But rather, we have a government that is Islamic, that the presidency believes in Islamic military approach and the concept of dictatorial tendencies, Fulanization. So on one ground, it will tell you you should give amnesty to Boko Haram. According to Alim Dume, it's online, you can check online. Internet don't lie. It said the graveyard for military personnel is over 6,000 in Borno State. That is excluding the police, because police is not termed as military. Military personnel that have been fighting against insurgency, 6,000. That is the ones that are accounted for. So we cannot even know the one that is not accounted for. But yet, we will still hear the same government telling you to give amnesty to the same people. And we have the army spokesperson in person of Mwachiku saying that Boko Haram should drop arms. So, but that is not a threat to national security. So a man that was run in the process of attacking his hometown in Abia State, killed people by the military. While the case is in court, ran to another country. They went to hijack him because he's from another part of the country. He's not a Muslim. So that is national security to Buhari government. But if it is their brothers or people from their ethnic group or their religion, those one will now be national security. And they will tell you, give them amnesty, right, and recruit them to the army, and do this, and we understand the presidential body language. So to him, that one will be national security. When it turns the other way, it will now be, no, to him, those Boko Haram and others will be now, they won't be national security. They deserve amnesty. They will pet them. You will drag them closer. You will give them money. You will give them money to release girls from Kankara, from this and that. You will give them money, you swap so that they can release the trained victims. But when it's another ethnic group, like the case of Sunday Igboho, you send the DSS, the army, Interpol. So those are national security. Madness is becoming a norm in this country. You see, the problem we have is we have stupid people who just look at the situation on ground and tell ourselves that the fucking mad party in power is an Islamic party, an ethnic inflicted party, and has caused more harm economically, physically, psychologically, structurally, and educationally to the territorial integrity as well as the intellectual consciousness of the Nigerian people. So we have mad people displaying stupidity in public display. So you are surprised that Nigeria wants to leave the mad system by going to other countries of the world. My dear, you are joking.
Okay, does Kanu not contribute to the insecurity in the southeast?
No, insecurity in the southeast has started even before Nnamdi Kanu came up. The insecurity in the southeast has what we call the premise, which is the foundational cause. You see, when you look at the issues, stop pretending The root cause of Biafra agitation started in 1966. It's not today. So it is demonic, parochial, and allow logic stand on your head for you to now make it look as if Biafra agitation started in 2022. I wasn't giving birth to that. History has shown that there is an ethnic consensus. There's lack of truth in integrating the people back into the system. There's insincerity of purpose. There's deception, inconsistency, and double standard by those in quote who are leading the so-called failed entity, the fuck-up system called the Nigerian state. And I'm not surprised that there's nothing that is working. Which sector is working in the country? To hell. But you see these people who have been paid, who are dying in penury, coming to elevate mediocrity. While smaller African nations like Mauritius, Namibia, Nigerians are running to African countries. Botswana was one of the African countries. You need to see the numbers of Nigeria. Why wouldn't they run when you have a fucking system that no sector is working? A system that schools are on strike. Nigerians are struggling to school in Ghana and Benin Republic. Christian, when I saw the numbers of Nigerians looking for admission in Ghana and in Benin Republic, Togo, I was crying. So the little money people are gathering, they would rather send them there. And you see people coming to elevate mediocrity and stupidity of the current administration. As if the people in power understand their left from their right. To hell with them. So that is how you have people want to leave the fucking system. Nigerians are better off anywhere in Africa than in Nigeria. Anywhere in the world than in Nigeria. So check the statistics of people that have left the country in the last 8 years. Into African countries, leave Europe. How many? That record is not correct. It's more than that. It's not correct.
No, the doctor profession is something, at least over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria. No, you can come and sometimes you have your time. You can come and don't answer. Okay. So over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria for UK in the last 7 years.
No, it's more than that. Now, if you check the immigration statistics of the total number of nurses to UK, that is excluding other European countries. So this is not a beer parlor that you stand on. No. Some of us just create time for some platform. This is not where we belong. That's the truth. So it's not a roadside and it's not a beer parlor. There are breakdown to the numbers of Nigerians that have left Nigeria in the last 7 years. So UK had the highest number from nurses to medical doctors to IT professionals. This 10,000 is just for doctors. Go and check. We have more nurses that have left Nigeria to UK than even doctors. We have people in IT, lecturers. Like my lecturer currently now relocated from Nigeria is in Namibia. He's my mentor from Obafemi Awolowo University later. So it's not beer parlor analysis or Boston. So there are factorials to what is the total number of registered Nigerians that have left the official. The unofficial is even more than the official. Those passing through Niger to Libya, Morocco, Egypt. You can't even go ahead and list those ones. So when you look at these statistics, more we leave. Because natural instinct, anywhere that is not working, that is failing, where the statistics of the factorials are failed. So those are the basic factors. And Nigeria is the country that has the highest number of citizens living their own indigenous country to any other country in the world. So it is simple that a system that a school is on strike for 8 months. If you're a student, will you be in that kind of country? So is it irrespective of the fact that people might want to, listen, we have our opinions, we have our sentiment and what we stand for. But it should remain that more we leave any failed system to anywhere that you better off can live.
Let's start with the tension in Abuja over US terror alert.
There's no need for any terror alert now. You don't know, you need terror alert, say another insecurity go blow, something will happen. What are you want? You know, there's no need. See, you should program your mind for the worst. You don't understand what I'm saying? Go and check the video I did 2 years ago, 2021. Go and check those videos. How much did I say dollar will be before the election? So there are things that when you know. Go and watch economic analysis on Channels TV. People have predicted that there will be scarcity 2 months ago for fuel. So there are people that have this wisdom. They are not on bus stop. So when you listen to them, you read, you follow. Go and watch the last interview of Dati Ahmed. About 2 months ago, about fuel subsidy between ending of the year to December, January. Go and watch his analysis on dollar. Go and listen to Riwan, Bismarck Riwani. So there are sound people in Nigeria. This is not bus stop analysis. So they predicted and it's coming like that. So which US analysis are you following? flooding.
on food security.
And you know, irrespective of what anybody says, the leadership that cannot do anything has failed. So we'll give it to the leadership. Am I the one to correct all? Am I a fool? So people who talk those kind of things, they definitely don't understand their left from their right. So when you have leadership failure, it is leadership failure. Just like the case of flooding. The prediction of flooding has been speculated months before the rain started, worldwide. So in Nigeria, the only country in the world, what are we saying here? You know, we like saying rubbish. People display their level of intellectual stupidity in public. A flood in public, people will be fooling themselves in public. A flooding analysis that have been created not only in Nigeria. You think this water, Nigeria is the only country that have water in the world? What are we saying here? If people don't do geography, they should use their phone and read countries that had more flooding tendencies than Nigeria. So what did they do? Those countries don't have this kind of thing that we have now. So if people come to bus stop, doesn't mean that everybody of the same caliber will do the same thing. So if you don't know, just open your mouth and learn. Go and check countries with the highest propensity to flooding as a result of their location, as a result of the water surrounding them. Then go and check what the government, because the reason why we voted for government is to do what individuals cannot do. And that was the concept of the states. Go and read about the Leviathan, Plato to Machiavelli, political thought, 100 level. People that don't know anything should ask for books to give them. The concept of state came about that all of us cannot be doing everything at the same time. Then we gave out our right to you to do some certain things and also watch against the welfare of all of us. That was the concept of the state theory. It was called the Leviathan under the Greek philosophy. So, because they know that me, I can't be police, be judge. So they now say this should be the judicial, you should be the police. They now created the concept of checks and balances, J.J. Rousseau, social contracts. Go and read books. If you are not educated, ask. That's why the Bible says, ask and it shall be given. Because it is common that everybody cannot have knowledge. So people will have you learn. So while they were coming up with the state theory, there were some issues. That was why the concept of check and balance. If you go and read social contract by J.J. Rousseau, I can give you the book soft copy. Anybody that wants, send a message to my baby, I will give you. So those people now brought the concept of check and balances, AVDIC, separation of power. That if you don't separate this person will have superior power against this person. So that was how they started creating. You know, they will talk as if this is that. I mean, what is Nigeria the only country in the world? People elevate failures, ineptitude, and illiteracy. Go to Benin Republic. I'm telling you categorically, they have better road than Nigeria. They have better educational system than Nigeria. I have a lecturer that is doing a comparative study of African countries now. I'll list 10. I won't open books. They have, I'll list 10 sectors. They are better off from power to education to infrastructure. Even in railway, you know, some illiterate, the highest railway they've seen is the Butebeta. They've not gone out. Google the best railway system in Africa. Just Google it. You know, some people don't even use Google. If you are watching me anywhere in the world, Google the best railway system in Africa. The one we will get, bandits don't overtake them. So what are you going to come here to elevate? It is failure and ineptitude, stupidity, and mediocrity. Okay. Those are the basic truths. And that's why common sense demands that when you see this kind of system, people go to where you have better system. It's common logic. People that are here, most don't have avenues, or those who have a jack from the system. That's the reason they are staying here. Even the politicians send their students to school in the UK and US because they know that the school where they pay lecturers is rubbish. They know. So you now see somebody coming to say, Nigeria is not what who told you. Are you a fool? You are telling me.
Okay, what's the simple solution?
There's no solution. You can't have leadership that don't have understanding and you have a solution. Now you want to go to school. The government signed a memorandum of association with ASU that I will give you this amount every year. I'll give you this 1.2 trillion. In 5 years, Jonathan paid the first set. Government is continuum. If you don't say you know go fit implement what the former government they do, like all the mad people campaigning now, they already saw what the government is signing with the next administration. So when you come, according to a Latin magazine, he said, "Pacta sunt servanda," which simply means that you are voluntarily held accountable to what you voluntarily entered into. A contract you voluntarily signed. So it simply means that the government have openly accepted to follow up with an agreement irrespective of the government that signs those agreements. Then you now created a memorandum of association with ASU 3 times, including in Gege. Then you now renege. You know, implement them and all their children, they are schooling overseas, irrespective of the party. You know, the people will come and elevate some stupidity. Is there any member of the campaigning council now, both the one in power and the opposition, whose students are not schooling overseas?
Somebody saying, what's the solution? You said there's no
There
solution.
are so many solutions. See, go and watch my video last 2 years.
Yeah,
Just pick any subject. Wait. See that person want to ask me question. You can send your email to fyoungsamuel2020@gmail.com. I'll give you at least 1,000 solutions to any sector. I repeat, just pick a thesis for master students in the University of Ibadan. The Ruga case has been exemplified by Ahmadu Bello University by different students. This is how you can handle grazing in 21st century. This is how you can handle water resource issues in a federal system in 2021. This is how comparative federalism of a multi-ethnic group should operate. So there is no topic of, go and read the current journal by the NBA, Nigerian Bar Association. I've also been able to do explicit breakdown on solutions, differentiate the Attorney General of the Federation from Office of the Minister of Justice. Christian, the solution where did this country too much. No, Nigerian judges are the ones sitting in some African countries as their judge. You know, some people are illiterate. We need to teach them. Some African countries will come to Nigeria and pick Nigerian judges to come and head their system, to redefine their laws. It shows you how good they are. But what do we get? We have stupid people coming to elevate these illiterates in governance. Irrespective of party, we have sound people in APC and PDP. They do allow them get there. Osinbajo seems to be sound. Oh, don't worry, he's an hypocrite and he's always like Mumi doesn't talk. Fine, but that you can take away his intelligence, no. I don't believe. We have some sound people in the PDP. When you listen to some guys here, I'm like, wow. But what did they do? They are following Baba Sokwe and elevate the ones that will die soon. Those ones that will get to power and be doing mumu, just like the tourist president we have. So these guys are not in tandem with the basic realities of the 21st century.
So no one to implement.
See, they can't implement because of ethnicity and bigotry and religious bigotry. That is why you can have a minister. I read the portfolio of the ministerial appointment in this current administration to you about last 2 months. I don't know if I brought it again. I did the analysis. We have about the key ministries, about 10 are occupied majorly by Muslims from the north. The question is, do you believe that an average Muslim, a northerner, is more sound than a southerner? I doubt that anywhere in the world. We can debate it on the national debate. I don't want to know their level of education. It is not true. We have more enlightened and more exposed southerners than the northerner. But what did the president do? He picked all the ministries, 17 of them, majorly from one region and from one religion. I read it here now. I think, no, 3 months ago. I did the breakdown. It's a research analogy that I'm working on. It's not a bus-stop analysis. I'm currently running a program that one of my lecturers and mentors is Obi Ekwezili, as well as Aisha Yesufu and Pastor Samadi. So when you look at the calibers of research work you put into place in some of these things, you now say there's no solution. That person is drunk. Go and read the confab report. In fact, in El-Rufai's APC confab report, APC did their own now, after Jonathan left. There are so many solutions. They implement their own. So somebody will now say, where's the solution? What's the solution? They tell that person that the solutions are too much than the problem. The report of scrapping away of NSAS, this NSAS, came out in 2009 or 2010.
Okay.
So when people say, what's the solution? What is the solution? Tell that person to go and get thesis on any topic of national conversation, either in the NBA, fyoungsamuel2020@gmail.com. Okay. Yes. So any topic they want, I won't even bother myself. I'll just click. I need solutions on grazing. See, when they were debating on grazing, India, China has over 200 million cattle. They no get headache. So when it says now come up, what is the total product of produce of Nigeria when it comes to milk and hides and skin? You know, the first 20, first 30 in the world. So what are people saying? And those places, they don't carry cow and roam like madman from Kanu to Lagos. So what are we saying? When people ask for a solution, go and read. See, the solution is too much than the problem. Implementation is the problem.
Analysis this morning. God bless you. Yeah. I have Mr. Kunu.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. I greet you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at generally. Mr. Kunu, I heard you grinding.
Yeah.
At the back.
What I'm grinding up, talk is cheap. It's easier said than done, right? Charity can start from home. If you want to fix the country, join the system.
and start from your even local government. Go back and start good leadership from your local government, right? When you start here and start blah, grammar is not the solution we need in Nigeria now. The solution now is to practicalize. Let's get the ground, hit the ground running. This maladministration has been for long, for long. When you are talking of ASU, I told you.
Is there anything you've done personally?
Say personally,
Yeah,
I've gone to my own local government. Sanitizing people. That's what we need is restructuring. Yes, restructuring. Restructuring.
You just said talk is cheap. You went to your local government.
Yes.
And still.
No. Enticing. I mean, you know, giving them.
The same thought that you say is cheap.
Uh,
You went back to your local government.
But who is listening to us here? Who is listening to us? Go to the roots. Go to the down route. The village woman has access social media.
That road that was done there, you said as a result of what you said.
With camera.
Now
No, we took camera there. We took camera there because they are closer to us. They are closer to us. And we took the camera there. But in your village, how many people has access to social media? How many people has access to even watching TV?
What did you study in university?
I did.
I'd like to know.
I did business administration in Bado Polytechnic, and basic thing I'm saying is this grammar.
Did you do anything?
Anything
on communication?
Wait. This grammar. Our leaders have been telling us: mismanagement, embezzlement, maladministration, all these things. Nigerians don't need. By the time they committed all this atrocity, they will start now bringing all those big grammar. So we don't need all this big grammar. It's action. Like Mohammed again. Hit the ground running. Both all the parties that has been in this country. Me, I'm not going to stand here and say one government that can never, federal government of Nigeria that can never provide light for the past how many years now. Our lights has been off and on. Why would people be running to Benin Republic? I'm telling you, anything I'm saying, I have a case study. My sisters, my siblings, they are in Cote d'Ivoire.
Sorry, Mr. Omoba, I saw it. Thank you very much. I've seen it. Thank you.
So I have siblings in French colonial country there, Ivory Coast. They live better. They have everything working for them. It's not that their grammar that make all. It's not that the French they are speaking. That was not build a city. It's a collective determination of the leadership and the followers. That is why you get to Cote d'Ivoire today, light doesn't blink. It doesn't blink. And when you talk of the volume of economy, impact in Cote d'Ivoire, it's not as much as Nigeria. Why are we here deceiving our? Where we got it wrong is self-centered interest. Before they appoint you, you have it in your mind that this is where you are going, where you're going to, and it's a tribal issues among all the ethnic. Even every speakers that come here has the blood of. No. We were someone before we became Nigeria. No. I say all speakers coming here. No. Don't create issue that is not there. I say all speakers that are coming here. Every speaker, including myself. I mean, why are you trying to snowball issues into? I mean, don't create issues that is not.
Okay, continue.
I say all speakers. We have elements of tribal bigotry. Anybody that says it doesn't, even you yourself. We were from one place before we can even call ourselves Nigeria.
Even in countries that are developing and
they will have sympathy. Yes, political animal,
places
and
you have
have
places
the
that
trait
are
of
developed over
that
time.
That blood.
This Benin Republic, a Benin man has that element.
Sure, against Anglophone man.
Is working.
So
that element is not a factor.
But we make it a factor here. We make it a factor. We make it a factor here. Yeah, we make it a factor.
Okay, let's look.
We are the problem of all these things going on.
Majority of them. Threat to national security. That's why the federal government doesn't want to listen.
Definitely, and they groom him to become a threat. A threat. Who knew the existence of Nnamdi Kanu before? It was government. What they did to him that raised his profile, right? The guy has been operating silently within his region. Nobody know until federal government came in and bamboozled his house and took away some people there, and the news came to limelight. The news came to global limelight, and people started having sympathy for him. Same thing like Igboho. Igboho has been going to Igogo to do his own things until DSS busted his house in Ibadan. That was what gave Igboho enough support, even to the extent of the Yorubas in diaspora, Yorubas in Cote d'Ivoire, Yorubas in Benin Republic, you know, because it got to a stage now that they exposed Igboho, you know, to the extent of blessing, you know, to him, because that was the same time they went to the president that was about to be misbehaving. What's it called? That Benin Republic president. Then they went there and opened the history book to him, say, you know that your lineage, your great-great-great-grandfather lineage, they are from Yoruba descent, you know.
Descent.
So what are we now saying? The government created what Nnamdi Kanu is today. The government created what Igboho is today. I believe a reasonable government will like ignore all these agitations, right?
And do what it needs.
And
face,
I'll call them to the round table.
Look at the root
We are working on it. You are my children. We know, we feel your pain. We know the country is not working well. Let us have a round table conference, you know, and you talk it out. Aburi that we the initiated, was it not a round table conference until the two principals, the misunderstanding came in along themselves again.
Let's look at the flood now. Allah to Lagos residents in Ikoyi, Bia, and Ekpe.
They have, those are coastal area. You know, I've been saying, anytime issues happen,
The
only place safe,
the water is rising.
the only place safe as it is now, the only place safe, I think 60% of Ikoyi may be safe because it has a well-grounded, foundation. It was the colonial that built Ikoyi. It was the colonial. That's why you see all their roads. You hardly see pothole on Ikoyi Road. And government is, cause the current government and the past government, any government that comes into power, they always concentrate on Ikoyi Islands, VI Ikoyi, because that is where they generated majority of their income from. Majority of head office of the banks are in VI Ikoyi. Majority of oil companies head office, they are in that axis. So they concentrated more. And what they do is PPP, alliance with the corporate body, like what's it called? Zenith Bank fixed up the Ajose Adeogun roads, and once you do that, you'll be relieved of tax. So I think what Lagos State should concentrate more is on the drainage. The drainage, and we Lagosians too, we have our own. Any bottled water we drink, we throw it inside the drainage. Any pure water we drink, we throw it inside. So there must be a culture of sanity. There must be a culture of cleanliness.
Enforced by who?
Enforced by enforced by we with the citizen ourselves. At times I caution people. Madam, why do you throw? At times if I hold bottled water, I hold it until I find it. Dustbin. I can throw it in. Yeah. So we should. What we cannot charge.
Obaseki saying Nigeria will break up if APC wins.
You see that Mr. Obaseki or Governor Obaseki, he should go and sit down. He's a traitor.
Why is he a traitor?
He makes Edo to look like a traitor. I'm following this history. I'm following his. How did they start? Obaseki and Oshiomhole. Nobody knew what brought them together. It was fight. No.
APC government tried.
You say what?
Have the APC government tried this past 7 years?
Tried in economy.
Score them.
No, I'll score them. I'll give them 35%. Right?
Okay.
I'll give them 35%. I have no sympathy for failure. Right?
Okay,
because what is happening is Obaseki himself should just face the remaining job. He's owing worker salary. He's not owing, but there's division. A leader must carry everybody along. Do you know Obaseki and the PDP went to meet that received him when the APC cane was about to start, flogging him? He's an enemy to them now. He's not in line. He's not in tune with them now. And another thing, this Obaseki and Oshiomhole. When you blaming Obaseki, I mean Oshiomhole, you hold him responsible too. Everything pertaining to economy, disarray of Benin, you should hold him responsible because he was a consultant, advisory consultant to Oshiomhole then. He always secured, loan for them from the international,
No, wait, let's look at what he said. Now it seems you are going for the
He's been part of them. He's been part of them.
APC.
Was it not APC that brought him to limelight as a governor before he did the party? So he's not.
Probably he knows better.
He knows better, but is he not?
APC win.
Is he not part of them? Why is he crying foul? Because what they did to him. I'm not saying this APC as it is that it will only take. I don't know. It's only take a Messiah or God's turnaround. That
The hand of God.
the hand of God. But I see what is going to happen. I see interim government coming into this country that will prepare a good, a workable constitution for us in this country to live on. When you talk APC, when you talk PDP, when you talk Labour, it's saddening me. Why it's saddening me is you are just mentioning the actor. You are not mentioning the instrument, the actor. When you have an actor and there's no instrument, there's no script to act on, there's no concrete script to act on. You know, as it is now, the constitution you are working on, you are living on is a 419 constitution. If you like, no here, it's a 419 constitution that cannot favor the progress of this country. And that is the deceptive constitution that is turning this country to a prodigal country. That is turning this country to a prodigal country, a wasteful country. That is turning this country to a maladministration country where nothing works. And everybody has nothing. Did your NEPA work? There's what's it called has collapsed again. The grid has collapsed. I had no light throughout yesterday. I have no light as I'm talking to you. My phone is 0%. The grid has collapsed again. Why? Oil now. How many years they've been turning around refinery? When we talk here now, some non-entity will start. Non-entities, yes. How many times is fixing refinery? Is it a rocket science, my brother? Is it a rocket science? They will give it to their cronies.
The technology has been discovered, so it's left for us to key into it. We have the funds, we have the money. I don't know why these people are not up and doing.
I say this country is a
How many
prodigal.
years?
Is a prodigal
Look at
country.
the cost of flooding, the dam since 1977. The government cannot look for funds.
Everything
Save
has
the
been.
life of its people.
Damn, you are seeing. The problem started when? Way back. ASU problem. Ali must go. Sega, 70s. NEPA. I told you in 1983, 84, when NEPA sees light and they bring light back, I'll say up NEPA. My son, I gave birth to that is all last born, is 7 years old. When NEPA sees light and NEPA comes, do you know what he says? Same up NEPA. Is that not a generational cost on Nigeria? Is that not a generational cost? So this will not be grammar issue. What we need, what youths need is to march out, say this constitution, enough of this constitution. We want a constitution that can protect, but that can protect our well-being. You leaders, that constitution only favor you, but the masses, the constitution is against our well-being. This is the constitution that will always be killing our destiny. If they get here, make them hear. If they don't want here, let them know.
Okay, I have Oluwawan. Oluwawan of the Federal Republic of
They confirm. The Mafiso one where
One
they put back
Papa
among Sakos. We want to tell them in language. The language is already the same. See what we are saying, a city governor said it.
that is
Yes,
Nigeria will break up.
that is my governor.
APC will.
Yes, I'm from a protein. The heartbeat of the nation. Say the truth will set you free. Yes. And now he said the truth. Because they try to package it in language and the packaging is not going to be accepted. So everybody has to now be looking for how you will take off. Now be looking for how you will accommodate your taking off. Because come 2023, if care is not taken, according to my 60th governor, everybody have to go his mother's home. Yes. Everybody have to go because the whole world, even though a tata, like just 3 years or 1 year, you know that the government of the land is a motherfucking bullshit. It causes motherfucking hardship to us. Now they are trying to plant the government again. They want to rebuild it. They want to give him another language from change to next level. Now I'm hearing that hope I will reward. So now APC can never come back anyhow. Their time is gone. Anything coming back will be disastrous for you and I.
Over 10,000 doctors left Nigeria.
Can you imagine? Everybody's left. Everybody's left. Everybody want to go. Everybody want to go. Why? Because of the government is a motherfucking home house. They take all our wealth, take all our resources, take all our life. Now they are draining our blood. So how can we be sitting down looking at everybody to Japa? If everybody Japa will not remain. So we want to sit down and check the mate of the fucking home. Let us checkmate them. Let us relieve them. And let us push them out of the government's house.
Okay.
It's time now for you and I. And you and I know.
There's petrol scarcity now.
See, problem is coming gradually. Now election is coming, November is coming, petroleum, everything is zero. Flood everywhere, now petrol want to come. So the hardship is getting out of hand. It's like there's no government, and there's government they are budgeting trillion, not billion anymore. And you and I never see me 100,000 or 50,000. For the past how many years? I never have 100,000. No. I'm a country that they are budgeting trillion, and the masses see people are suffering and smiling. See people face, nobody's smiling anymore. Everybody's hungry. Homelessness. See the flock. Can you see human being on top of water? Dead human being on top of water.
Okay, Lagos State government tells residents of Ikoyi and Via Eke others be alert. There's flood coming.
See, water will consume all those people. Majority of them are the looters' money. So one day the water will come back to them and swallow them up. Now is the time they have to live there. And now they have to come and live in the walls in a ghetto. Then I will give them a ghetto Paco room for 1.7 million. They loot our money and went to VGC, they will dry the water. Do you think the water is a lie? The water is a spirit. And it will come back to them. It will come back to them. They thought that we inside were zero.
Are you an agent? So you give them a Paco house?
I'm a ghetto mafia. So they will come and live with me in a ghetto house. When their apartment is destroyed, their luxurious house, water will consume them.
That's not a good prayer.
It's a language of the Pharisees because they have done a lot of damage to you and I. Money that's supposed to make me and you to be happy, they looted it and went to inside the water and drive the water away and build mansions everywhere. Now you're afraid.
Okay. Okay, lastly, let's look at tension in Abuja over US terror alerts. Schools send students home. Security beefed up in hotels, worship centers, market. Police begin nationwide emergency operation.
See, the language is that the government is not sincere. So when you are not sincere, you will be afraid. When you are sincere, you will not be afraid. But now the truth is not there. So any alert you must will be running scatter. Because the deed that you're supposed to do earlier on, you keep your eye on the other side. Now, ordinary alert from US, everybody is running scatter. And they go wrong. At the end of the day, now they will lock us a rock. So no coming in, no going in. Because anything can happen. Anything can happen because they fail the system. How will they not be afraid?
Okay, Oluwa, give them the language.
The language is that you and I, we are in a motherfucking home now. And we are getting to our promised land. Like 2023, they don't give us our mandate. Everybody has to go his motherfucking home house. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kyle is asking, Oluwa, have you sorted your account? Oluwa, have you sorted your account?
You flash my beret to beret.
I should flash my beret to beret.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mazi Chigozie. Mr. Kyle, he has not sorted his account. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mazeraf, which I'm not Mazi Chigozie. Chigozie has spoken and is gone.
Sorry.
Then I want to tell you something that looks so strange, but it's true. If Nnamdi Kanu dies in prison, Malami and his cohorts, I don't want to mention the rest, must, MUST, go down. That's what I believe. And that's the kind of mind I have.
They said that
No
he's
matter-
a threat to national security.
Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to national security. Boko Haram is not a threat to national security. Mamu is not a threat to national security. What are you saying? Sheikh Gumi is not a threat to national security. What are you telling me? Kiari, a whole super cop, policeman that kills some men, Nigerian youths, is not a threat to national security. Fulani herdsmen that should have been declared terror organization over many years ago, they are not threat to farmers in Nigeria. National security, it's cut across, north, east, south, and west. Threat, dangerous threats to the entire Nigerians, entire Nigerian landscape. Fulani herdsmen are the fourth deadliest terrorist organization in the world. Nnamdi Kanu is an individual that is fighting for indigenous people of Biafra because of engrossed inequality taking over, happening in this country. Political imbalances. Appointment, every appointment that is made in any administration that comes and goes, the Southerners are always sidelined, especially southeastern Nigeria. Are you listening to me? So that is not a threat to national security. If Nnamdi Kanu dies, Ejiofor was shedding tears as he was telling the whole world. Let me tell you, United Nations might be fucked themselves up. I don't care about EU, European Union. Then even USA is not left out. They must just this. Even Great Britain, they are the greatest instigators we have around the world, across the whole world. The British are instigators. Why shouldn't they go and face Putin? See, Ejiofor was shedding tears. Nothing is holding that young man again. That man is not capable of any sin. Nnamdi Kanu's health is badly degenerating. Whoa, too bad. See, you people have not seen his picture in recent time. What you've been seeing is when Nnamdi Kanu was rendition from Nairobi, capital of Kenya. He was fresh. Currently, Nnamdi Kanu is diminishing. Jesus Christ. A young man I knew before that was glowing. If you look at the ruddy cheek, the fresh hair, a handsome man, Nnamdi Kanu is going down. Let me tell you, Malami does not want him. A head at Afaruku community worth more than 10 million heads in Malami and Buhari's town. I'm telling you, if Nnamdi Kanu goes down, let me tell you, they will go down.
They will release him and
They must.
get,
Christian,
he will get medical attention.
Do you know that? Do you know what happened? To give him medical attention.
give you the assurance.
Thank you, Christian. To give him medical attention, they don't allow his lawyers and the medical practitioners access to him. Let me tell you, I'm speaking from my heart. See, let me tell you, I don't care what anybody thinks. If they kill Nnamdi Kanu, it's just that they decided to do that because that guy is not a criminal. I'm telling you, Nnamdi Kanu is not supposed to be inside. People that are supposed to be inside, if I name them here, you will choke. We will choke. Buhari is not supposed to be moving freely. He should come and tell us the meaning of making Jonathan's regime ungovernable. He should come and tell us who he invited, who are the people he brought as mercenaries that should make Jonathan's regime ungovernable. Are they not the current bandits? Are they not the current ISWAP? Are they not the current Fulani herdsmen? Fulani herdsmen attack in Benue State 3 days ago. Left autumn. What? Like, I'm gonna say that Buhari is the one that led terror in Nigeria, across the terror. I'm telling you, he's abusing Buhari. He's a sitting governor in Benue State. He doesn't have any respect for Buhari. Okay, let me tell you, the fact that Jubril Aminu has finished and Abubakar from Niger is the one who has taken over is no longer a new story across Nigerians. When I had one of the most powerful pastors in Nigeria, if not the richest pastor, the most popular pastor we have now in Nigeria, accusing Nigeria of what? Being the most populated country in the world. A population of what? Foolish people. I'm telling you, he said it like this. Population of fools. Okay? The biggest pastor that I know that he chooses his words anytime he wants to utter anything. His utterances, this man maintains it.
Okay.
I don't want to mention them. He said, population of what? Fools. Because we contracted what? Niger Republic for what? Another colonization of this country. After Sudan. Why should you invite a foreigner to come and rule? All in the name of selfish interest. so that Ochibanjo won't be from Yoruba extraction won't be president. The man is dead. The great pastor I'm talking about confirm it with substantiated evidence. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
So now the Kanu is no threat to national security. Buhari is a threat to national security. Kerry is a threat to national security. Malami is a threat to national security. The executive as a whole that does not allow court to exercise their own strengths. Are you listening? Are you listening to me? Is a threat to our peace. Is a threat to justice in general. So the executive is the problem we have in Nigeria today. And I'm going to assure you, Christian, I know that there is much effort going on now to let Nnamdi Kanu off the hook. But I'm telling you that the guy is going down. And if it happens that Nnamdi Kanu dies, Malami must die. M-U-S-T. Or guy must. I know, but he has to release Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, sorry, I know, I understand. Sorry.
In the next 10 years, they will bring it out. If you endanger us, don't bring a statement that will endanger us. You can have your Facebook platform, go live and say the same word here. You can have an Instagram, your own personal, and you can say it.
Nnamdi Kanu is more worthy. Nnamdi Kanu is, I understand you. Nnamdi Kanu is worthier than Malami, the chief of the federation. Nnamdi Kanu is a better personality than that man. That man is engrossed with all manner of impunities.
Let's go to that report. Tension in Abuja over US terror alert. Schools send students home. Security beefed up in hotels, worship centers, and markets.
I don't think it's a statement that will make me like scary to me. Terror attack in Abuja. All of us, of course, we know the capital of terrorism in Nigeria. They have office across the country, and I want to tell you that the office of Mr. President there. See, terrorists called bandits, they went to attack Asurok and they succeeded in killing some of the presidential guards there and come back. So don't you know that a terror man is the one handling the issues in Abuja? Asurok. Christian, let us tell ourselves the truth. Before a borer, stem borer don't come again. Stem borer is an insect. It's just like caterpillar. It bores hole into vegetables. And before it does so, it lives within the vegetable. There's nothing like terror alert in Borno. When, of course, you know the former governor of Borno, how Boko Haram started in Borno, because he was the governor there. Of course, there will be no terror alert to scare people in Abuja there, without knowing that there are many terrorists operating in various government official positions in Abuja. So how could terror just penetrate there? Because they are there. It's a fortified city of terror. Thank you that I have a terrorist in my regime. What are we saying again? If you tell me that Abuja must be hit, I know that America has gotten the intel. It is no new story to me. Because I know that the borer, the whole borer, the borer that bores deep into the vegetable lives within the vegetable. Abuja city should ask themselves questions. Where are we housing the terrorists? Are they like the Okadas people? Are they the one doing menial jobs? Are they living in slums? Are they at Asorok? Oga, they are all there. All these places I mentioned are being occupied by terrorists. They are always with us.
Okay,
they are always with us. They live with them. And they send them to come and take over southern Nigeria. As I'm talking to you, Lagos State, we are like 30.5 million. Let me tell you, 250,000 are here seeking a way to manipulate our security, what apparatus, to know how they will get into us and attack us. We know them by their faces. I didn't understand. They want to take over their forefathers' estates, but it's not going to work. This is Yoruba land. This is Southwest. Yoruba line across the coastal line of the Atlantic, the Bight of Benin. I listen to me. So nobody should declare this place the estate of his forefathers. This place belongs to the Southwest, Yoruba Island.
Okay, let's look at other reports this morning. On the floor there, be alert, Lagos government residents of Ikoyi and
Yes, there's one point I think Oluwa made, Oluwa made a point by telling us that they use their money, they sand-filled swamp, Atlantic Ocean, and what? Pursue the water from its natural curse. I think you understand. Oh, source, sorry. From its natural source. The water now moved. So let me tell you, When climatic change comes, when nature decides to take back what it still is, what happens? Everybody, all of them, those skyscrapers, they will flee. Are you listening to me? There's nothing you can do about it. Water has come to be. The earth is on top of water. Water is bigger than the earth. I didn't understand. Then, in a country whereby you don't respect human life, you don't respect love, you don't know anything like justice and peace, like Nigeria, you use money that is meant or budgeted for what? Drainage system. Drainage system, I name it from stream to river, from river to sea, from sea to Atlantic Ocean. Even canals are not left out. You use money on those canals, you dredge them, so that water, if there is rain, the flood shall, flow its normal channels from where it is washed into the rivers and finally emptied into Atlantic Ocean. But this time around, there's nothing like that plan, because the money that is budgeted for the drainage system in West Africa, other countries, they make use of their money. But in Nigeria here, our political goopers, our political vultures, our disgruntled politicians in Nigeria, they make use of the money for their personal interest. They use the money to build skyscrapers in Dubai, London, South Africa, everywhere all over the world. Their houses and their properties are scattered all over Europe. So let me tell you, the drainage system in Lagos is faulted. See, now, Oga Landlord, I want to tell you, you have been giving wait notice, you have given us bill that it's time to go. Thank you, Oga Landlord. The main landlord has come, and his name is Flood. When it rains, you see the landlord all over Lagos, they run helter-skelter. The tenants are running, the landlord are running, the landladies are shouting. Everybody, nobody's the owner of the land. The sea has swallowed our land. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, let's get our people responding. We have guests on the platform this morning. Yes, click on the program so that you can contribute to what we are discussing here this morning. Who's online? Who's online this morning? Mr. Odisichima. Good morning, Mr. Odisichima.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Christian.
You can continue.
Good morning, Mr. Christian. I greet you from here. I'm sorry I'm on waste, but I need to contribute this morning. I think you can hear me well. Maybe the network may be fluctuating, but I hope you hear me well. I thank God because today, Mr. Samuel, Mr. Samuel, if I see him face to face, I will hug him and give him a very big kiss. The guy, whenever you see somebody that is educated, it's not going to school. When you see somebody that went to school and school went through you, there's a difference that you went to school and school didn't go through you. But if you go to school and school went through you, there's a very big difference. I think Mr. Samuel must have, this morning he has educated many ignorant people in this platform. Both the people that are contributing and the reviewers that are there with you. Those that are sentimental when they come out to voice out things that pertain their own country, things that will future their own, the future of their children yet unborn. They will be pampering it with soft finger, so that it fine tune into the person they are supporting. Kudos, Mr. Samuel. And Mr. Christian, I want to use the opportunity to tell you, please, if there is a way you people can tell Mr. Kukuli to be bringing Mr. Samuel here at least once in a week or 2 times in a week, it will help in boosting this platform to a greater height. We need people that are great thinkers, people that can analyze issues straightforward, not people that come here to do blah 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 blah, talking rubbish. People that talks without direction. Are you getting me? Secondly, now the federal government is still holding back Mr. Nnamdi Kanu for reasons best known to them. Well, I'm so happy yesterday because during the court sitting, I see some traditional rulers that went there in solidarity with him. That means those who are against this man is now beginning to see the truth. They are beginning to see that this government is fighting the entire southeastern race. Forget about whatever that is being put in front. Buhari is fighting the Igbos. That is the simple truth about the whole matter. The maintenance of democracy is this. Democracy is built on the rule of law. Once a democratic government cannot respect the rule of law from the court of competent jurisdiction, that simply means that we are not practicing democracy. What we are practicing there is autocracy. This government is fond of flouting the court orders. Then, why then should we believe that we are in a democratic setup? We are in a military rule. That democracy. That is very, very bad. I believe God Almighty will touch the heart of the judge that will judge this case next time to give a better ruling that will release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from the prison because he has done absolutely nothing wrong. God bless you, Mr. Christian, and continue doing your work. You are doing a nice job. God bless you and do have a lovely day. Thank you, my brother.
Mr. Odeze Chima. Thank you very much, Mr. Odeze Chima, for your contributions this morning. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, do we have another person online this morning that won't be part of the program? Click on the link so that you can have the opportunity to contribute to what we are discussing this month. Mr. James, good morning. I can see you, Mr. James. Where are you calling from? And yes, you have the floor to give your opinion.
Good morning, my brother. I want to thank you for your good work. I'm calling from Switzerland. Can you hear me? Christian, can you hear me? Okay.
You can continue.
I'm just looking at your headline there. That Mazen Nnamdi Kanu release is a threat to the nation. Nigeria, when you allow animals to lead a nation, this is what you end up to. The nation becomes useless. During the time of Buhari campaign, I told many people that this Buhari have nothing to offer, that Buhari is an animal who know nothing about a leadership. And this is what is ending up Nigeria into. And that I want to tell Nigeria government and Nigeria politicians something. I want to give them warning of advice. If anything happened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's life is worth more than all the politicians in Nigeria, and both including the Ohaneze Igbo, all the Igbo politicians, all the politicians in Nigeria. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's life is worth more than their life. And if anything happened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you see all these unknown gunmen when they see, all these unknown gunmen are people when they say dead people enter them. They kill people when they say that they do bad things for Nigeria. And if anything happened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, another evil spirit when go still fight for Igbo people, go still enter some people. They go they kill Nigeria, kill politicians, kill army, kill any person when they see, when they say that they mislead the country, they go kill them. If they better release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the earlier the better for them. If they don't release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, mark my word, next year before the election, you will see no Igbo man will be in Lagos, no Igbo man will be in Abuja, no Igbo man will be. Everybody will go home. Any person when they listen to this message, make a pass on to Nigeria government. If they're not releasing Nnamdi Kanu or anything happen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu,
thank you very
no
much.
Hausa man will come to Igbo land and live freely.
For your contribution to the program this morning. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. James. Do we have another person this morning? That wants to contribute to the program? Steven, Mr. Steven, good morning. Yes, Mr. Steven, I can see you. You have the floor. Please be audible.
Christian.
Thank you.
Good morning, Christian, and good morning, Beat. Good morning, Christian.
Okay, who else do we have online this morning? Let's get to Niger. Good morning to Niger. Yes, long time. Yes,
thank you.
Let's have your contribution to Niger.
Thank you for having me, Christian and Flip TV. Greetings to everyone on the panel and the viewers and the chat and all. I think Kanu being detained is actually the right thing to do. I don't understand why Nigerians pretend as if they don't understand. The reason why the court said that he was discharged was because the federal government cannot disclose how they captured him. Just imagine if this was Shikau. Nigerian government captured him and the court discharged him, and you expect us to release the head of Boko Haram to go back out there, or an armed robber. The government still has other cases that they have against Nnamdi Kanu to prosecute, so they can't just release him. People are acting as if they don't want to look into the details because of their feelings. We have to be grown-ups here. If we have to make things not necessarily about ourselves or our tribe, but about the greater good. Kanu did do some things. Even if he did it for the right reasons, it doesn't mean that he didn't break the law. Why do we always act as if there shouldn't be any rule of law when it comes to us? And then when we don't get an overall rule of law, they will complain that our country is in chaos. We have to put our own personal feelings aside. I am suffering from the laws of this government too, just like everyone else. But when we start saying that we should not have any law at all because we are suffering ourselves, then that's anarchy. Who is going to protect your children? Who is going to protect your women? Who is going to protect your society if there's anarchy? You have to recognize the greater good. The greater good is that the law has to be upheld, and the president has the power to actually use an executive order to block Kanu's release if it comes to that. Because we know Twitter even had to take Kanu's comment down.
Yeah, Mr. Tunanja, good morning. Mr. Tunanja.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also have a question. Did the federal government kidnap Nnamdi Kanu, or they follow through process?
They use a term for it. The Western people use a term for it. I think they captured him. You can use the term captured, but they rendition him. That's the term they use in the West. They rendition him and brought him back to the Nigeria safe and sound. All those people that keep saying that federal government wants to kill Kanu, that's another senseless thing again. If they wanted him dead, he would be dead along the way back, or dead in Kenya. They brought him back safe and sound. He's still safe and sound today. Allow the law to take its course. All these threats to the federal government, threatening violence and all kinds of stuff, is irresponsible. We have to be reasonable here. Like I said, Assange before is still in jail right now. And what Kanu did is more serious than what Assange has done. Assange was only printing out what people gave him. And he's still in jail for years now. This is in Western countries. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tunanja, for your contribution this morning. Yes, God bless you, Mr. Tunanja. Long time, Mr. Tunanja. Yes, do you have another person online this morning? Mr. Stephen, good morning, Mr. Stephen. Yes, I can see you. Let's contribute to the program. Hello, Mr. Stephen. I can't hear you, Mr. Stephen. Okay, let's get someone else. You see, Mr. Stephen is not online.
Yeah. Thank you, Christian. Thank
Mr.
you.
Rap Chamaka TV. Good morning, Mr.
Yeah.
Rap. Yes,
Thank
you have
you
the
very
floor. I can
much.
see you contribute to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. This Tunanja is unfortunate that he wouldn't answer your question. You asked him a question: did the Nigerian government kidnap Nnamdi Kanu or not? He was saying, they have a term for it. Okay, you can say he was captured. You see how stupid, I'm sorry, I don't want to use bad language on your platform. You see how ignorant some people are. Not even ignorant, how wicked. This is wickedness. The wickedness of the black man to his fellow brother who means well for him, Who means well for him? Now, even your court have termed it a kidnap, and they have no justification for what they did. And this guy is hiding behind the scene with whatever image he has there, and he's saying that they have a term. Okay, you are the one that is producing a term for something that a whole country committed, and in the court that granted discharge and acquitment to this particular individual, the same court, the government refused to allow the law to hold its way, and they are going back to the same court to demand that that same court should cancel their judgment. And this one is sitting there saying that other people committed crime. This one committed crime. What Nnamdi did was, you see, these people are just evil. And the truth is that these are the evil people that when Nigeria happens to them, they will be running up and down and saying that this government bad, oh, this government, they are not faithful, oh, and then they are looking for Peter Obi. These are looking for Peter Obi to come and bring justice to them in that country. Whereas they see justice koro like this, they want it to be miscarried. They love miscarriage of justice because they hate a particular tribe. Time will fail me to really bring out all these points, but I want to address one particular issue that time will fail me. Let me just leave it. If I go there, I will waste your time. I want to appreciate you, Christian Chuku. I appreciate my brother Raf. Chigozendi, well, thank you. Oko Kondem is not here today. I don't know why, but I want to appreciate every one of you. This Flip TV, you guys are doing awesomely well. I wish I'm there to give you a hug, Christian. Thank you very much for what you do. And may Chuku Kabiama Primi Hinile bless you all. Shalom, shalom. I leave you here so that others will come in. Thank you very much.
This morning, thank you very much, Mr. Rav. Have you unmuted me? Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Rav.
Oh,
do you have any other person online this morning?
Good.
Let's get them. Travel vlogs. Good morning, travel vlogs.
Yeah,
yes, wonderful guy.
afternoon.
I can see you. Yeah, you can contribute to the program. Good morning.
Yeah, my brother, good afternoon. My brother, thank you for your platform.
Yes, you
I
have the
still
floor.
appreciate you one more time. And I want to respond to that guy called Tu Niger. Tu Niger is calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist, and he's an African. Is it wrong to fight for your rights? You beat a child and you tell the child not to cry. It is wrong. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for the right cause. I am an IPOP. We are all over the world, and the world is listening to us. And why are they not proscribing us as a terrorist? No, they don't. But the only thing I'm going to tell you, I don't like to call names. Tu Niger is an imbecile. I'm sorry. All the time, he's always against the Igbos. But I'm sorry to say that. I didn't want to come to this program just because of him. I just came in from work now, and I saw him talking jargons about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you very much for giving me the platform to say my words. Thank you. God bless you.
Travel vlogs, Mr. Travel Vlogs, please let's not use our emotions. Our emotions are not consistent with our decisions and our thoughts pattern and making the right statement. If you don't use emotion in making a right statement. Thank you very much, Travel Vlogs. I understand you. Yes, who else do we have online this morning? I have one Edo man beside me, but time has gone. Time has gone. Time has gone.
No, you shouldn't just say time has gone. Huh?
Time has
Time
gone.
has gone.
You have a big stomach now. You should tell me what's happening.
No. There's nothing happening.
Yes, do you have anybody online? Okay, if we don't have anybody online this morning, let me ask my camera guy. Then we'll say we are getting to the end of the program this morning. Bystanders and newsstands. Please click on the like button, everyone. Mr. Mukaila, you said you want to join the live program. You can click on the link and join. There's a link. You can join Mukaila Atanda. Click on the link and follow the process and join the live.
Hello.
Okay, Mr. Mukala. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, I can see you, Mr. Atanda. Yes, you're live. You're live.
How
You're live.
are you guys?
You
How
have
are
the
you
floor.
guys
Where are you
doing
calling
today?
from, Mr. Atanda? You have the floor.
I'm calling from United States of America.
Only one ear, the word.
I'm calling from United States of America. Can you hear me, Christian?
Okay. Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, clear. Thank you, my brother. I love what the parliament, I'm telling you, they are doing in Nigeria today. And I love the response of Samuel. We are following you guys up. I'm a good lover of this program. Please, my brother, that guy called to Nigeria is not a human being. I'm a Lagosian. My father is a Lagosian. My mother is a Lagosian. It is not a true human being. And I dare him to bring out this picture. If he's normal, if he's a human being, I dare him to bring out this picture. How can you lock human being up? You lock this guy up unnecessarily. And the court have already freed this guy. Let this guy go for God's sake. Nigeria is looking for a big trouble. I am not a prophet of doom, but I'm trying to clarify something this morning to you guys. If anything happened to that guy, if anything happened to Nnamdi Kanu over there, I'm a typical Yoruba man. If anything happened to him, it's going to be a very sad story. And we don't want anything that will cause anarchy in Nigeria. I wish you guys best of luck. Whenever I visit Nigeria, everybody on this platform, with you guys, with you personally, the moderator, I will visit you guys. I'm telling you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless you, Mr. Atanda, for your contribution this morning. With that, we are saying thank you very much for being part of the program. My opinion, sincerely, is that it's a difficult terrain for the federal government to declare Nnamdi Kanu guilty. It's a difficult terrain. It's a difficult terrain. Yeah. But they should just release Nnamdi Kanu for peace to reign. Thank you very much. I'm Christian Chuku. Thanks for watching. Click on the like button. Till tomorrow, if you want to reach me on my Facebook. Christian Chuku on my Facebook. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. God bless you.